All right, so this is section 3.3, atomic notation and counting atoms. So you will need a periodic table for this chapter section, which you can find one under the Files tab in the Notes and Video channel. So when you look at a periodic table, you have a block on it, and it has a chemical symbol that looks like this. There's lots of information in this block that you can figure out just by looking at it. So first you have a chemical symbol, which is the letter or letters that represent the name of an element. So it's either going to be one letter or two letters. One letter would be completely capitalized. Two letters would be capitalized and lowercase. Next, you have the atomic number, which is going to be a whole number. On your periodic table, it's found in the lower left bottom corner, but it depends on the periodic table as to where it's found. So this is going to tell you the number of protons and the number of electrons. So for example, 47 protons and 47 electrons. They're equivalent to each other. And this should make sense because the element is neutral, so positive and negative cancel out. So protons are positive, electrons are electrons are negative, and they cancel out. And this number also gives an element its identity. There's a name, but the name came after it was discovered. So no other element has this atomic number. No other element has this number of protons and this number of electrons. So it's unique to itself. The next number, which is probably going to be a decimal number, but once again, it depends on the periodic table you look at. Sometimes they're rounded. This is the atomic mass. So atomic mass tells you the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So if you want to find just the number of neutrons, you have to take this number minus the atomic number. So this is protons plus neutrons. And this is where the source of mass comes in an atom, because protons and neutrons are much heavier than the electron, and they're in the nucleus. So that's where the mass comes from for an element. So just some practice. Using these element symbols, find them on your periodic table, determine how many protons, how many electrons, and how many neutrons there are. So to find protons and electrons, you just use the atomic number. To find neutrons, you'd have to take the atomic mass minus the atomic number. So you are going to have a decimal place, which is okay. So try that out, and then I'll put up the answers. See how you did. So here are the answers. You should have definitely the same exact numbers as I do for protons and electrons. Your neutron number may be slightly different if you round it a little bit, but should be pretty close. All right, now try one like this. A little more challenging. Some places I've given you the element. Some places I've given you protons. Some places I've given you electrons. Remember, the number of protons and the number of electrons is equal to the atomic number. So you can still figure these out if I just give you a proton or electron number. So try those out, and I'll put the answers up and see how you did. So there's the answer for that. Like I said, your protons and electron numbers should be exactly the same. Neutrons can be a little bit different if you round it, but should be close to mine. Okay, so moving on. There are various ways to write the information on the periodic table. So one of the ways is called nuclear notation, and it looks like this. So you have the chemical symbol, in this case, just capital C for carbon, and you have two numbers to the left of the symbol stacked. The top number is the atomic mass, so once again, protons plus neutrons, and that is going to be rounded to a whole number in this case. And then the bottom number is the atomic number, which is the number of protons and electrons. So same information, except this number is rounded as your periodic table block, just looks different. So try this one out. I'm giving you AL with the stacked numbers 27 and 13. So try to fill out this information, see how you do, and I'll put the answers up. So here are the answers. AL is aluminum. 13 is the atomic number, which is also the number of protons and electrons. 27 is the rounded atomic mass. To find neutrons, we took the atomic mass minus the atomic number to get neutrons. All right, try one more. So how'd you do on that one? So Ag is silver. Once again, the bottom number is the atomic number, which is also protons and electrons equivalent. Atomic mass is the top number rounded. To find neutrons, you take atomic mass minus atomic number.